Well, yes, indeed. There's going to be a big one today in Russia. Nigeria versus Iceland. That's what everyone, every football fan is talking about today, and we're looking forward to that big match. The make or break match. Let's get word from Austin Okonakpan. He's in Russia to give us a sense of what is going on at the moment in Russia. Hello, Austin.
Hello, Chamberlain. Good morning. Good to be on Sunrise.
Yes, indeed. So what can you tell us? Everyone here, as you know, looking forward to that very big match. What's the team planning now? Any ideas?
It's going to be tough because it's match day, so information are pretty tight right now. But I'm at the team's hotel. The Icelandic team is right here where the Super Eagles is lodging. They understand now that with the result Croatia and Argentina played yesterday, the group is still open. Anybody can pick that final slot right there from Group D. So for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, they understand that it's very important. They lost their first match. They must bounce back. Otherwise, they will be kissing this competition goodbye.
Now, I know that it's going to be tougher for both teams because both of them are going to up the ante, having seen that result yesterday. Have you had any recent conversation with Icelandic coach or the players? What's their thinking? Do you have an idea what the mindset is?
Yeah, I got into Volgograd this morning and then I rushed to the team hotel for Iceland and Nigeria. I tried to talk to the team coach right after breakfast, but of course, it was really nice, and I told him I'm the journalist from Nigeria. He smiled. I was like, "Oh, Nigeria, important day." I said, "Yeah," but he's not saying anything. He's just saying that they're going to have a good game. We have seen the Icelandic team. They have grit. They fight with their hearts. They know that they love the attention they're getting from world football now, and for them, they want to sustain the momentum. So they're not a team you can underrate. Super Eagles cannot afford to be complacent against Iceland, or else they'll be hurt big time. But they're not saying anything now because it's match day and they're just staying focused till game time.
I also know that the team, they said they had this crisis meeting. But as it is now, any word from the officials? Do the players know that, yes, indeed, we need to give our all at this particular game?
Of course, Chamberlain, these guys are professionals and they understand that it goes beyond representing their country. It also does well for their career. And of course, their family names. Algana Karo Etebo has just signed a new deal with Stoke City. They know that the world is watching. It's the World Cup. Crisis talks always come out whenever you have a competition of this magnitude. But when I was in St. Petersburg, the Nigeria Football Federation, they had a press conference. And at that press conference, the first Vice President, Sheyi Akiwumi, tried to address some of the issues of which most of they said are false and that everybody is going on fine, both in the camp of the Super Eagles and the NFF. And they even said that if the Super Eagles beat Iceland today, they will give them a win bonus for the loss against Croatia. So the players are fired up, they're motivated, the NFF. I saw loads of supporters club members. When I touched down in Volgograd, everybody is heading to the stadium to support the Super Eagles of Nigeria.
I know we had good support last time with the first match, but any idea if we're going to have much more support from Russia, or do we have more Nigerians or supporters who have arrived there to give the team, to cheer the team on?
Chamberlain, the support today will be crazy. It's going to be loud at the stadium. Right from the train station, the supporters club, they were already singing and winning more fans. So just in case you got into Volgograd and you're thinking of supporting Iceland, after seeing the way they were singing and dancing, you would just switch to the Nigerian side. So support is massive. I saw a lot of Nigerians when I was living in St. Petersburg. I stopped at Moscow, massive vlog. We all got into the train, came here, the same thing. I saw delegation from the Nigerian Football Federation, House of Rep members are here. Big time support. Everybody understands that it's football, it unites us as a country, and for the Super Eagles to stay at this World Cup is very, very crucial because they have a chance against Iceland. And with the right support, Chamberlain, they believe, they know that they can go on to win. I spoke to Coach Gagana Raw this morning, and the coach is saying, look, everything is going on fine. The players understand the mission, and they'll go out to execute.
You know, Austin, a lot of discussions have centered around the preparedness of the Super Eagles as we move to the second match, which we expect much later today. But I'm really concerned because of the, oh yes, we must support our own, but in doing the right things at this point, what changes do you see that may or may not be effected in this new formation?
Gimba, the truth is, at this sort of competition, every department must be top notch. After the first match, there were a lot of talks. It's the midfield. The midfield is the midfield that. The midfield wasn't productive. The midfield didn't stretch out the ball. But what about the defense? What about goalkeeping? You see, so at the World Cup, everybody must give their best. It must be 100%. For the coach to pick a player to come to the World Cup, it means you have the quality. So anybody can be called upon to play. It's all about tactics and formation and how they carry out this, the instructions given by the coach. So if the coach changes the team, fine, as long as it's playing to win. If it doesn't, fine, it's trying to gain consistency. And that's what I asked Peter Side that when I met him. There's no one talks about the goalkeeper. He's young, they didn't do well in the first match. Can he step up to the pressure? Vincent Nyama was young when he went to the World Cup in 2002, and then he blossomed, and then he became who he is today. And same thing with Francis Uzoho. He's gotten his chance, he's played the first match. He's now seen what it takes to be competitive. Maybe he will up his game today. But in changing, when you keep changing your team, then it means you're not sure of the sort of players that should be executing your mission. So I think the technical crew of the Super Eagles mistake with what they have, but just touch one or two changes in the midfield, hopefully to give them their results.
You know, Austin, clearly this is your turf, and you know a lot about football. But one other question I cannot miss asking you is that when we go out today, a lot of people are very positive about it. We're going to have that point, and that takes us to the next stage. Are you convinced so far? Because we've had this discussion about youthfulness of the age of the team as against experience. What do you think is going to happen?
Yes, this team is young, but don't forget there are mixes of experience here. Mikel Obi is an experienced player. Okenye Onazi is an experienced player. Ahmed Musa is an experienced player. Elderson Echejile, he's an experienced player. So we have a mix of youth and experience. But yes, the youthfulness is more. But they're learning after every game. They are learning. If you want to ask me if they're going to win today, the Nigerian spirit in me will yell yes. It's also my birthday, so it will be a good birthday gift from the Super Eagles. So that's why I'm appealing to them. But I'm convinced. But I'm convinced that with what they saw in the first match against Croatia, which I have seen over and over again, I think they were fortunate to have lost that way. And then what they've seen again, Croatia and Argentina, they know that this is their destiny in their hands. Beat Iceland, you can go on and anything can happen against Argentina.
Austin, I was actually going to start by telling you happy birthday, but since you've announced the whole world, maybe I should take back my happy birthday and focus on the game. Now, that game against Croatia, that initial game, the conversations going around in some quarters were that we lost against ourselves because the Croats didn't play much better than we did. We had a good game. Our style was different from what we had at the qualifiers. So that maybe threw the Croats. But now going into this game with the Icelanders, they've seen us before the World Cup, before the finals, and they've seen us against the Croats. What should we be expecting in terms of style? Do you have an idea?
It's going to be very compact at the middle of the park. Midfield will be choked up, but I believe we can beat them with intelligence and speed. Against Croatia, they were technical, very, very technical with the Super Eagles. So what they waited for, let them lose the ball, and then we will do what we can do. But Croatia, they won't get that chance against the Super Eagles, so they use the set pieces to beat Nigeria. So now we have seen Iceland and Argentina. Yes, we've watched that also, and we know where this Icelandic team. They have also seen the Super Eagles, so they also have a way to have the Super Eagles. But at the end of the day, it is the team with more hunger, Nyota, the team that comes out and says, I want it. That is the team that will take it because, I mean, the chances are open for everyone to see. The Icelandic team, they're good. The Super Eagles are even a better team. So who comes out today with purpose, determination, and say to themselves that 3 points is all we want, that's the team that will get it.
Okay. So did you, personally, did you talk to the players to tell them that you want a birthday present?
Okay, so after breakfast, Odion Yalo saw me and he whispered happy birthday. I said, now you know. I shook hands with Mikel Obi, but I want to appeal to them. If I get to see them again, they'll be having their walk by 1 p.m. I said, just give me a birthday gift. Beat Iceland, so we don't get to come back home early. Beat Iceland and then go to Argentina. We'll gather, we'll pray, we'll do all the
wait. So that we don't get to come back home early. So you're hoping that we'll go all the way according to the predictions?
In your look, it's football. Anything can happen. At the last World Cup in Brazil, we got 4 points and made it to the next round. 4 points, you know, and it can happen again. Beat Iceland, then get a draw against Argentina, even beat Argentina, and then you advance. And then you move on at the competition. It's football. As long as you advance in, all you need to do is sustain the momentum. Why can't we believe? It's the Super Eagles of Nigeria. There's quality in this team. They just need the belief. That was what was lacking against Croatia. They didn't have that belief. They came out looking strong. They were passionate. I love the way they approached the match, but they didn't believe that they could go all out and beat the Croats, and they didn't do it. So if they believe that they can beat Iceland now, and then pump up the momentum against Argentina, why not? You can start believing. I say Nigeria, the can-do spirit, the Nigerian spirit, we can do it.
All right, Austin. Well, we'll keep our fingers crossed that. And thank you for talking to us. And don't forget, our advice is celebrate your birthday, eat your cake before you get into the stadium. You never know. All right, Austin, thank you for talking to us.